37,000 human beings. That is how many people a single machine learning algorithm flagged as targets for military strikes. And the intelligence officers operating this system knew it had a 10% error rate. This happened in Gaza between 2023 and 2024. The military relied on an AI program called Lavender to process mass surveillance data, phone records, social media, and movements, and assign human beings a mathematical probability score for elimination. Humans were technically in the loop, but only barely. Officers spent an average of 20 seconds reviewing each AI-generated target, 20 seconds to approve a lethal strike. As one intelligence officer admitted, their only real value was acting as a rubber stamp of approval. In modern algorithmic warfare, the human sitting at the desk is no longer evaluating the intelligence. The machine calculates the target, and the human operator simply provides the legal cover to pull the trigger. Psychologists call this automation bias. When humans are placed under extreme time pressure and handed a complex output from a machine, we tend to defer to the algorithm. We assume the computer is correct, allowing its mathematical output to override our own judgment. Militaries are scaling this up rapidly. By 2028, global spending on military AI is projected to reach nearly $39 billion. The industrial capacity is already staggering. In 2024 alone, China installed roughly 300,000 industrial robots, more than the rest of the world combined, while the US installed about 34,000. Stripping human oversight from the kill chain is a deliberate choice. In the arms race between competing superpowers, replacing cautious human hesitation with ruthless machine efficiency is viewed as a strategic necessity to avoid falling behind. We are already seeing this transition in the sky. In 2024, high above the California desert, the U.S. Air Force put a modified F-16 controlled entirely by artificial intelligence into a real dogfight against a human pilot. The AI won. It won because it could process sensor data and execute maneuvers at 1,200 miles per hour in a fraction of a millisecond. The conclusion from Frank Kendall, the U.S. Secretary of the Air Force, was definitive. The critical problem on the battlefield is time. If you require a human being to be in the loop to make a decision, you will lose the engagement. The military is acting on that reality immediately. The United States is currently planning to deploy a fleet of over 1,000 unmanned AI-controlled warplanes, scheduled to be operational by 2028. Modern military strategists have concluded that human reaction times are a lethal liability at these speeds. To survive, armed forces are being forced to hand the trigger directly to the software. On the ground, Ukraine has become a live-fire laboratory for autonomous technology. The traditional image of one soldier holding a controller to fly one drone is rapidly becoming obsolete. In a single year, Ukrainian forces recorded 820,000 verified drone strikes. They have accumulated roughly 2 million hours of battlefield video footage, and they are feeding all of it directly into machine learning models to perfect autonomous targeting. That massive dataset allows systems like Ukraine's cloud-based Delta platform to manage the battlefield. They are using a mothership drone called Gogol-M to autonomously deploy and coordinate independent swarms of smaller attack drones, bypassing the need for individual human pilots entirely. Russia is utilizing similar technology. They deploy the Lancet-3, a loitering munition that relies entirely on machine vision to hunt, lock onto, and destroy enemy tanks without any input from a human operator. Warfare has moved away from the one pilot, one weapon model toward a system where a single operator can unleash thousands of targets. Software now determines who brings mass to the fight, commanding highly coordinated violence on its own. Conventional weapons and drone swarms are terrifying, but the true existential threat lies at the intersection of artificial intelligence and the global nuclear arsenal. For decades, nuclear peace has been maintained by a concept called second strike capability. This guarantees that even after a surprise attack, a nation's own weapons, especially stealth submarines hidden beneath the ocean, will survive to fire back. Researchers warn that AI's advanced pattern recognition could soon dismantle that guarantee. By instantly processing vast amounts of satellite imagery, thermal data, and sensor anomalies, AI networks may soon be able to scan the oceans and locate every single stealth submarine on the planet. If those hidden submarines can be tracked, the second strike is no longer guaranteed. And if a nation believes it can eliminate its enemy's entire arsenal without facing retaliation, the strategic hesitation that prevents nuclear war completely collapses. The United Nations recognized this danger and set a deadline of 2026 to draft an international treaty banning autonomous killer robots. That deadline has passed, and the international community has failed to pass any meaningful restrictions. This chart shows projected US and China military AI trajectories converging. Analysts predict total AI parity by 2041, removing the West's technological edge. With identical automated triggers, future wars will be fought by drone swarms at millisecond speeds, while human commanders watch helplessly. We have already built the technology to erase human conscience from the battlefield. The question is no longer whether machines can kill on their own. The only question left is whether we will willingly surrender the trigger.